uniforms will continue their lucky streak.
Here we go. Indians right to left on your dial in the first half of play, and the tip is controlled by Montgomery County. Fawns back to Steger. Spins right side, doesn't have anything. Back to Fawns. Fires a 15-footer that's good. Billy Ray Fawns buries a jumper right off the free throw line to give the Indians a quick 2-0 lead. Back the other way, Myrick moves in, puts a shot up, blocked by Clemens. And Lee Clemens, after the block, comes down with the basketball. He comes racing ahead across the timeline to Walker, back to Clemens. Sean Myrick out there on him. Clemens takes it down, gives it on to Walker in the right side in the corner to Steger. Fawns posting up right side. He turns on Sherman. Short jumper, good, and he's fouled. Billy Ray Fawns connects. Sherman has picked up his first personal foul. Fawns will go to the line trying to complete a three-point play.
Well, the basket was big, but the foul on Kyle Sherman early on was just as big. Billy Ray took it right to Kyle Sherman, about a foot outside the block. He just made a little quick turnaround spin move and took it right at Sherman and buried the jump shot.
Fawns trying to give the Indians a 5-0 lead. He puts it up and it rolls in. So the Indians, with Fawns getting all 5 points, have jumped on top, tried man-to-man defensively. Thomas outside against Hammonds. Top of the key comes to Myrick, over to Sherman on the left wing. Fawns with him. Thomas, top of the key, puts down the dribble, takes it inside. Ball knocked loose, out of bounds. It'll be Mason County's ball. And good help defense that time by Lee Clemens.
Already Kachi Thomas trying to get into things. Kachi's had a big game in these region finals and had some big games against Montgomery County.
Sean Myrick down the lane, puts up a short jumper that's no good. And Fawns comes away with the rebound. We played a minute. The Indians with a 5-0 lead. Steger on the left side. Back to Clemens. Mason man-to-man defensively. Walker moves in, kicks it to Hammonds. He floats low to Fawns. Doesn't like what he sees. Now he turns, puts up a 10-footer that's no good. Rebound is saved inbounds by Mason County.
Mason County does such a good job of keeping that ball alive.
Thomas moves on the baseline. His running jumper is no good. Gets his own rebound. Forces it back up, and it comes off there. Sherman got away with a tip, and here's Steger coming out of there with the basketball. Steger races down, 2-on-2. Steger up off the glass, good. Steger takes it baseline to baseline, 7-0. The Indians off to a great start with 6:20 to play here in the first quarter. Sean Myrick across the timeline, working against Clemens. Gives it over to Kachi Thomas. Here's Sherman with it, out beyond the three-point line. Fawns doesn't want him to drive on him, but he'd like to take away that outside shot too. Sherman just moves out front, and now Sherman kicks it right side to Thomas. And now we have an offensive foul called on Sherman. Oh, check it. It's going to be on Lee Clemens against Sherman. Players got tangled up. Lee Clemens picks up the first foul of the game on the Indians.
Tangled up out there on the right side. That probably could have gone either way.
Here's Dominic Myrick to inbound the ball. He looks. And he finally bounces it to Myrick, going through the lane, puts it in. He beat Clemens that time. Sean Myrick makes it a 7-2 game. 5:50 to go in the first quarter. Clemens across the timeline, moves in, fires a three, and he left it a little bit short. It was online. Dominic Myrick on a run out. Ahead to Sean Myrick, who goes under and lays it in. So Sean Myrick with back-to-back field goals. Mason County within 3 at 7-4. Teams right now just trying to get the adrenaline settled down a little bit. Here's Clemens spinning away from Myrick. Looks for help, gives to Kirk Hammonds. Hammonds dribbles across the top of the key, bounces it off to Brian Walker. Here's Clemens with it. Steger trying to post up in there. Clemens moves in, puts up a 10-footer partially blocked. Steger with the rebound. He's fouled by Sean Myrick.
Ryan Steger was able to pick up the foul, probably a good thing too. He caught the ball inside the block there on the left side and tried to lay a dribble down. Probably should have kept that ball above his head and turned and squared, but laid the ball down and got the foul call. A lot of times that's the foul call you won't get against Mason County when they have 3 or 4 people reaching in, slapping at the basketball.
Steger at the line for 2 free throws. 5:11 to go. Steger puts it up and in. And the Indians' lead is 8-4. Crowd gets a little bit quiet as Steger fires a second free throw in. And the Indians a 9-4 lead. Mason County brings it across the timeline with 5:05 to go. Sean Myrick out beyond the top of the key. Angles off on the left side, directs a little traffic, goes to Dominic Myrick. Thomas beyond the head of the key. Looks, doesn't have anything, goes to Sherman. He puts up an 18-footer that's an air ball, might have been partially blocked. Steger comes away with the rebound. Steger brings it in himself, takes it all the way through the lane, up off the glass, no good. Fawns with the rebound, puts it back up and in.
Ray Fawns caught that high rebound as he was just about to fall backwards, able to keep enough of it to keep it alive and put it home off the glass.
11-4, the Indians with the lead. Into the lane, they kick it out to Thomas, who launches a three-point shot that's no good. Rebound is tipped, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be back to Mason County.
Boy, that ball barely caught the front of the rim, or there were three Indians ready to gobble that thing up, and it caught just enough of the rim to cause the Indians to tip it around, knock it out of bounds.
Dominic Myrick, he gets it into Mutcherson. Sean Myrick wide open, top of the key for a three that is in and out, and Fawns has the rebound. So the Indians leading 11-4. Here's Hammonds out of the right corner for a three, no good. Rebound Steger, it was knocked out of bounds, and they give it over to Mason County.
Now that's a three that could have really been big, even for this early in the basketball game. Should the Indians gone up 10 here, Fred Hester may have been forced to call a timeout, and Kirk Hammonds needs to get off the mark.
Nobody down to help out, and finally Dominic Myrick comes down. Here's Sean Myrick back the other way, takes it through the lane. He just forces the action, and Lee Clemens, not much he could do. He's backing up, giving ground. Myrick just plowed into him, and Lee Clemens picks up his second foul. That's big here early.
Yeah, he was backpedaling the whole way. Somebody's going to have to step over and step in front of that. I know you don't like to leave your man open underneath, but somebody needs to step in front of that and take the charge.
Now Brian Walker will go over and play against Sean Myrick, but we're going to have Bradley Taylor checking in. He's going to come in for Lee Clemens. A tough break for the Indians here midway through the first quarter because Clemens off to a good start. He'll take a seat. Bradley Taylor checking in for him, a 6-foot junior. Here's Sean Myrick in the lane, and a blocking foul's called on Walker.
Now all of a sudden we've got real touchy here too. It didn't start out being that type of game, and we're not going to get on the officiating. And as we talked about Glenn Brown being the best official maybe in the region, but that was definitely questionable.
Bounce it into Mutcherson. Out on the right side, Thomas. Over to Sean Myrick. Moves in on the left side. He's covered up by Fawns, and he almost throws it away. Thomas goes and rescues it. Sends it over to Sherman. Left corner. Mutcherson launches a three that's no good. Rebounded by Hammond out in the lane. Long pass ahead to Steger. He got pushed by Mutcherson, and that'll be personal foul number 1 on Brian Mutcherson. Let's see what they do here. Steger trying to get into the act of shooting. I say they'll call a common foul.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happened. I tell you, the Indians need to be careful, though, when they get a situation like that, not throw the ball away. You get in such a big hurry sometimes, especially when you've got the momentum.
Here's Brian Walker looking, gets it into Hammonds. He's got a screen from Fawns. A three is no good. Rebounded out in the lane by Dominic Myrick. Racing ahead, the Royal. Sean Myrick down the baseline. He charged. Ran into Bradley Taylor. And that'll be number 2 on Sean Myrick.
We'll be very honest about that one, too. That was a questionable call, too. Bradley Taylor was probably moving his feet. Indian faithful will take it, but...
And Sean Myrick is going to leave the Royals lineup with 3:37 to go here in the first quarter. They're going to take Kachi Thomas out and bring Jay Fight in. That allows Sean Myrick to go off the point position. Indians with an 11-4 lead and 3:34 to play here in the first quarter. Bradley Taylor working down, gets it across the timeline. He calls a play. Kicks it on the right side to Kirk Hammonds. Steger deep in the right corner, floats it to Fawns. Has trouble catching it, but does. Now he goes on the dribble, spins right baseline, short jumper good.
Well, that's a matchup the Indians got to like. When they see Mutcherson flash over there and pick up Fawns, they've got to exploit that.
13-4, the Indians by 9. And Sean Myrick out front for a three. It's no good, and they call Brian Walker for the foul. And again, folks, boy, you can call those, but you got to be consistent, and that's pretty touchy.
Well, Myrick was up to shoot the three, and Walker lunged forward to put a little pressure as it went up, and then Myrick just came down on top of Brian Walker a little bit.
Sean Myrick will shoot three, though, when we come back. But right now, Mason County wants a timeout with 3:05 to play. Here in the first quarter, Montgomery County leads the Royals 13-4. We'll be back in a minute.
Paul Raines is absolutely torn all to pieces.
Oh, he pretty much good everything. Launches it up there, and he puts it in.
Probably as quiet as you'll hear this gym the entire night, too.
13-5. Puts another one up and in. Well, not that you think the Indians are going to play all night like they have in these opening 5 minutes, but I think it was very important for the Tribe to get off to a good start.
Establish a little confidence. You really can't read too much into that, but the fact that they could start feeling good about their game early on.
And he makes all 3 of them. So he has all 7 points, 13-7. And now Mason County will pick up the pressure defense. Hammonds floats a pass over to Taylor. Taylor now brings it across the timeline against Jay Fight. Bradley Taylor directing traffic, works it off on the right side, gives it to Hammonds, down to Steger. Fawns posting up in there. Steger takes it toward the lane. His shot is blocked by Mutcherson and rebounded by Mason County. 2-on-1 off to Dominic Myrick, and it's blocked off the board by Steger. Sherman gets it back, puts it in.
A great block by Ryan Steger from behind, knocked it off the back of the backboard. But as always, the Royals were there to gobble up any opportunity.
It's so tough to block. Here's Walker moving in, open from 17, and it's no good. The ball is tipped, and Dominic Myrick comes down with it. So the Royals gain a little steam now. Long pass down, Fight toward the lane, off to Sean Myrick. Left side, he fakes, he spins, he forces it up, and it comes out there. Fawns can't get it, though. It's put back in by Mutcherson. Ryan Mutcherson with a rebound basket, and the Royals right back in it at 13-11. 2 minutes, 4 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Here's Taylor. Taylor working at long range. Off on the right side to Walker. Walker looks. Couple of dribbles. Needs some help now. Goes to Steger. The ball is tipped by Mutcherson, and Mason County comes up with it. So the Royals can tie the game. Down the left side, Dominic Myrick moves in, and he elbowed Fawns right in the head and puts it up and in. And we're all tied at 13 as Mason County has come on a 9-point run to tie the game. 1:29 to go. Bradley Taylor working at long range. Dribbles in now, holds up, gives to Hammonds. Top of the key for Kirk. Gives it off to Taylor. 1:19 to go. Sean Myrick has picked Taylor up on a switch. Fawns out at a high post. Taylor works right side. Walker comes and takes it. Turns, faces the basket beyond the three-point line. Dribbling around. Now he gives it off to Hammonds. Hammonds to Steger. Steger takes it down the lane. He spins, he fakes, he puts it up. No good off the glass. Gets his own rebound, turns and puts it up, and it comes off. And Sherman with the rebound. Steger just 2 good shots right down in the basket. Couldn't get him to go. Sean Myrick is fouled outside. The basket will not count. That'll be personal foul number 1 on Ryan Steger, number 5 on the Indians.
Well, you just had to know that foul was coming, too. You just could look at Ryan Steger and see that he was frustrated by missing those 2 shots he felt like he should have hit. And was going to do anything he could do to keep Myrick from coming in and getting that shot off.
50 seconds to play here in the first quarter, and now the Indians get Clemens back in the game, replacing Walker, and now Sean Myrick leaves as Doyle comes in. Dominic Myrick will trigger the pass in for Mason County. Ray Fawns down tying a shoelace right now before we go back to play. He's ready to go, and here we go. Myrick looks, bounces it into Mutcherson. Indians man-to-man defensively fight, and Fawns comes up with a steal. Bill Ray Fawns comes racing ahead. He gets back tapped by Jay Fight, and the Indians give it right back up. Doyle comes down, kicks it right side to Mutcherson. Back out to Doyle, over to Fight. Doyle again beyond the top of the key. Works right side, bounces it into Mutcherson, kicks it out to Fight. His 3 is blocked by Steger. Fawns is fouled in there by Sherman, or no, it's Dominic Myrick.
I think actually he might have been fouled by Kyle Sherman. Dominic Myrick came by a little bit late in the situation. I think Kyle Sherman actually initiated that foul.
26 seconds to play in the opening quarter. The Indians on Mason County's 5th foul, inbound the ball. Fawns looks, gives it into Taylor. He'll work against Jay Fight. Fawns giving a little help with the screen and backcourt. Now Billy Ray will come on down across the timeline. Taylor dribbles it across the line. He's playing the point guard with Clemens down on a wing now. Steger comes out beyond the three-point line to take it. Clock at 11 seconds. Indians could use a basket here. They haven't scored in a while. Steger moves in with 6 seconds to go. He takes to the free throw line, fires it no good. Rebounded by Dominic Myrick, and throws it the length of the floor off the backboard, and that's the end of the first quarter. So after in 1 minute. Well, each team 5 of 15 from the field and 3 of 3 from the line there in the first quarter of play. The Royals out-rebound the Indians 11-10. 2 turnovers on Montgomery County, 1 on Mason County. And here's Fight giving it out deep to Mutcherson beyond the three-point line on the left wing. Sherman beyond the top. He's really not looking for the shot right now. Now he gets it back. Fawns giving him a lot of daylight. He looks for Doyle and gets it to him. Doyle comes right back to Sherman. Now he's got to take the 3. Launches it good.
Well, there's no doubt in anyone's mind that Billy Ray Fawns and Coach Bart Rising know that Sherman can hit the three, but they're going to have to make him make the three early on.
7:30 to go, and Mason County has its first lead of the game at 16-13. Lee Clemens in backcourt, coming up on the dribble, gets it across the timeline, takes it all the way to the basket, lays it up and in. Lee Clemens goes all the way with it to pull the Indians within a point at 16-15. Boy, Fight drives the baseline at the other end, and great move around Bradley Taylor and lays it up and in. Jay Fight makes it 18-15. And here's Hammonds having it taken away by Dominic Myrick. Dominic races under, lays it up and in. And Montgomery County will take a quick timeout as the Royals go up by 5 at 20-15.
Chevrolet dealers in the Mid-East region.
Montgomery County coming back from the timeout, their first of the game. Taylor across the timeline against the press. On the right side, Sherman closing ranks on him, and Taylor needs some help. Hands it off to Clemens. Little mismatch right there, and Fawns won the ball, but the Indians can't get it down there to him. Here's Steger right side, floats it into Fawns. They're holding him in there, Doyle, and able to grab him before he gets the basket.
I was about to come out of my seat on that one. On the switching back court, we had Kyle Sherman picking up Bradley Taylor, and that left Phil Doyle on Billy Ray Fawns, and Fawns just couldn't get the basketball soon enough.
That's 16 fouls against Mason County. Here it comes out deep to Steger on the inbounds play. Down to Clemens in the right corner. Boy, they're looking to Fawns, and they get it into him now against Sherman. Backs his way in. Powers turns short. Jumper good. Fawns has 11. The Indians trail 20-17. Doyle down in a hurry. Off to Fight, who immediately launches a wide open three that's no good. Steger out there, and Sherman came in from behind, took the ball away, then missed the shot, and Bradley Taylor this time goes in and gets the rebound. So the Indians get the ball back, trailing by 3, 6:09 to go. Taylor, under a 5-second count, takes it in the lane. He spakes, he spins, he puts it up, no good. Rudd has a rebound, and he's fouled by Dominic Myrick.
Bradley Taylor took a shot, too, on that one. Kind of got himself tied up in the lane, put up a shot that wasn't really a bad shot, though, and kind of got hammered on his way up with that one.
Sean Myrick comes back in for the Royals. 6:02 to go in the half as Jeff Rudd will go to the free throw line to shoot the 1-and-1. Rudd, of course, playing basketball competitively for the first time this year. Has really come on here at the end of the year.
I think Jeff Rudd's actually from Mason County, if I'm not mistaken. I think he came to Montgomery County from Mason County.
Brian Walker comes in for Bradley Taylor. He gets 2 shots instead of 1 in bonus, and the first one is no good. Rudd has struggled from the line this season, although last few games has been doing a much better job. Rudd fires his second up here. It's nothing but the bottom of the net. And that's a good sign, you know, for a player like Rudd. You know, he's a little bit nervous, but able to come back and hit the second one. Now Rudd will leave the lineup, replaced by Kirk Hammonds.
Still a couple of quality minutes for Jeff Rudd, and that's going to be important for the Indians in the second half if he can step in there with some confidence.
20-18, Mason County with the lead. Well, the Indians had their early run. Mason County has had a run, and now things kind of maybe settling into a little even keel. Fight beyond the head of the key to Thomas. Right side. Here's Sean Meyer going to work on Clemens. Bounces it off. Dominique wide open off the free throw line. No good, and Fawns has the rebound, his 5th of this first half. Off to Clemens, down to Brian Walker on the left side. Walker moves in, kicks it back out to Clemens. Clemens sends it over to Hammonds. Hammonds to Steger, down low. Fawns gets it, turns and puts it in. Beautiful entry pass by Steger. And Fawns ties the game at 20. 5:22 to go in the half. They bounce into Sean Myrick, turns into the lane. Beautiful shovel pass off to Kachi Thomas, who lays it in. Great pass by Sean Myrick. Ahead to Brian Walker up off the glass. It's no good. The rebound. Thomas comes down with it, and Walker is down. He took a shot as he went up for the shot. Now they got to stop play.
Also got a newspaper out on the floor here, too.
Walker is down right now. Boy, and typical Mason County fans, they're booing because they stopped play.
Yeah, that does.
And they should have stopped play a long time ago. It was very evident. Walker went right down and was shaken up. Walker went up for a little shot about 7 or 8 feet from the basket, just to the right of the lane. And they're making the announcement right now that anything being thrown on the floor anyone throwing anything on the floor will be removed from the field house. Can't have any of that stuff. 5:03 to go. Mason County with a 22-20 lead on the Indians, and the Royals will have Hope that Brian's able to get back in there. Senior, hate to see him go down with an injury. Indians with Hammonds and Clemens and Taylor, Fawns and Steger in there right now. Jay Fight beyond the top of the key. Royals trying to add a 2-point lead just inside the 5-minute mark of this first half. Mutcherson to Thomas. Thomas looks. Dominic Myrick. Thomas flashes through there. He walked, charge. Billy Ray Fawns stood in there and took the charge on Kachi Thomas.
Well, great call that time, too. No doubter. Billy Ray just stood there like the Rock of Gibraltar. Didn't give any ground at all. The second he got touched by Thomas, he went ahead and went to the turf to make sure he got the call.
So the Indians have a chance to tie it. They'll work against full court pressure. Steger comes down to help out. Steger's going to direct low traffic. Says, go on down, fellas. I'll bring it up. Across the timeline he goes. Picks up the dribble now. Hammond's deep in the right corner. Fawns trying to post up in there. Clemens out there guarded by Sean Myrick. Long way from the basket. Now he goes on the dribble. Toward the top of the key, off to Taylor. Taylor dumps it to Steger, left side. Steger goes into Fawns, who makes a good catch in there, puts it up and in off the glass.
Well, those two are working so well together, too. That was just a perfectly thrown pass, catch, and a basket.
Sean Myrick down, little crossover dribble, moves in the lane, running jumper is no good. The rebound, Thomas gets it back, puts it up no good, and Steger has Mutcherson over the back, and they do call a foul finally. Been a long time before they'd call it.
And it was so late, we almost thought maybe it was going to go the other way. But Mutcherson picks up another foul. That's his second of the evening.
He'll walk to the other end, and Ryan Steger will shoot the 1-and-1 with a chance to put the Indians back into the lead. 4:08 to play here in the half. Indians working hard. These little breaks right here, I think, really help Montgomery County right now, especially with Walker out there. Stamina at the end is going to be crucial for the Tribe.
Well, that's exactly right, especially, as you said, with Brian Walker out right now, hoping he will be able to return. But you've got really a thin bench as far as experienced players right now.
Steger drops into free throw, and the Indians ease back into the lead at 23-22. Steger with 5 points. Here comes Sherman back in for Mason County, and he'll come in replacing Mutcherson. Dominic Myrick, Sean Myrick, and Brian Mutcherson, 2 fouls apiece for Mason County. Walker and Clemens, 2 each for the Indians. Rudd's going to come back for the Indians if Steger can make the free throw. 4:08 to go, and Steger drops it in. Steger has 6, and Rudd's going to come in replacing Ryan Steger. Give him a couple of minutes breather. Now Mason County will bring it down, trying to tie this game up. Indians man-to-man defensively. Fawns guarding Sherman. Myrick being guarded by Hammonds right now. They bounce it off to Hammonds in the lane. His short jumper, he left it short, and Rudd has the rebound. Jeff Rudd comes away with the rebound for the Indians. Off to Taylor. Taylor dribbles it across the timeline, directing traffic as he comes. Works off on the left side. Bounces it down to Clemens. Back to Taylor in the lane. He fakes, and he has it knocked loose by Fight with no call. Mason County on a run out. Dominic Myrick goes all the way and lays it in. You've got to get those calls to have a chance. I mean, Bradley Taylor right down in the lane gets some contact, and they don't call anything. Tied at 24, 3:25 to go. Taylor coming back. That's a great little give and go that Clemens and Taylor work there too. Hammonds beyond the top of the key. Fawns posting up in there. They're looking for him. Clemens now gets it to him, left of the lane, turns, and he's fouled by Mutcherson or Thomas with no call. Knocked it right out of his hands. Steger's going to come back in. Sean Myrick for a 3 on the left side. That's no good. And there's Fawns had the rebound, and it's not taken away from him with Dominic Myrick, and then he throws it off the backboard. So the Indians will get the ball.
Well, you hate to talk about that too. Well, obviously we don't hate it too bad. We do it a lot, but boy, the foul down at the other end was right in front of the official too. I mean, he couldn't be more than 3 steps away, and it was clear that it was an obvious foul.
Comes into Hammonds in backcourt. He'll leave it off to Clemens. 2:54 left here in the half. Tied at 24. Clemens across the timeline with it. Goes off on the right side. Gets a screen from Fawns. Clemens all the way to the basket. Lays it up, and it comes off, but Rudd rebounds. He's fouled, going back up by Thomas, and that'll be number 2 on Kachi Thomas.
Boy, it's great to see Jeff Rudd get some quality minutes. He's fired up now all of a sudden. Get some Kachi Thomas holding the basketball there. It's pretty typical for the Mason County players that we've seen the last couple of years. But, boy, Jeff Rudd was fired up now. I think he's really feeling good about being in this basketball game.
Rudd's free throw is in and out. Boy, a great move made there by Lee Clemens. He just couldn't finish it off. 2:43 on the clock left in the half. Rudd makes the second one. He has 2 points. Indians have the lead at 25-24. Fight down across the timeline. Top of the key for the Royals. Aaron Alexander's in there right now, and he moves down the left side, cut off by Steger. Almost threw it away. Dominic Meyer gets it, takes it down the lane. Loose ball picked up by Lee Clemens. Clemens comes racing out of there with it. Moves down the left side. They don't have anything. Out to Fawns. Beyond the head of the key. Fawns goes on the dribble all the way to the glass, puts it up and in. Billy Ray Fawns has 17. And the Indians lead at 27-24. Aaron Alexander out front. They kick it into Sherman. He spins. He fakes. He puts it up over Fawns. It's no good. Rebounded by Rudd. Tipped loose, and Rudd goes back and gets it. They're all over him. He comes out of there with it to Hammonds, and Rudd is really playing right now. Giving the Indians a lift. Clemens on the left side sets up for a three. Good. Lee Clemens with a three-point shot, and the Indians lead at 30-24. Minute 49 to play here in this first half of action. Fight across the timeline for the Royals. Clemens out there with him. Here working now. He's down the lane. Alexander back to Dominique Myrick for a three. He left it short, and a push-off by Alexander gets the rebound, and Steger fouled him. Boy, the Indians just can't seem to get a break on a call like that. Alexander pushing off. Officials not in position to be for 30 seconds and get him back in there. Alexander puts the free throw up, and it's no good. Indians had an early lead of 9 at 13-4. Mason County's biggest lead has been 5. The Indians up by 6 right now. Alexander can make it 5, and this free throw is good. 30-25. The Indians with the lead, and Doyle comes in for Mason County. He comes in replacing Sean Myrick. Lead pass, and Rudd trying to get it to Clemens, threw it away. Thought he had a good idea, but Fawns is going to come back in for the Indians, who commit turnover number 6 here in this first half. Clemens trying to break ahead of the pack, and that's just not the thing you want to do, and that's an inexperienced mistake. But, boy, I tell you what, Rudd, despite that error, we like what we've seen out of him here in the first half. Minute 29 to go as Mason County works it down. Fight. Brings it across the timeline. The Indians defensively going to a 2-3 zone. Right side, Alexander launches a three that is no good. Sherman with the rebound down there, puts it back up and in, and Fawns very wisely doesn't risk the foul there. 30-27, and down the lane, Clemens flips it up. It doesn't go, but a foul is going to be on Alexander. That'll be his first. 1:06 to go in the half. Lee Clemens will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. You like to see that good aggressive play of Montgomery County, not tentative at all, and they haven't been tentative all night. I think anything that even looks like the Indians being tentative is Bradley Taylor being very, very deliberate, working the ball down, and he realized he doesn't quite have the quickness that some of these Mason County players do, and he's done a good job handling it. Clemens' free throw is good. Lee Clemens with 6 points here in this first half of play. Tribe leading 31-27. Ryan Walker leaving the game with an injury and has not come back out of the locker room. Clemens puts the free throw up and in. Indians doing a good job from the line tonight. Rudd's missed the only 2 they've missed. 32-27, and there's Alexander getting away with a walk. Boy, right in front of the Indian crowd, and everybody knew it. Alexander has it back again. Thomas down the left baseline from 17. It is in and out, and on the rebound, Alexander up over Fawns back, picking up his second. Fawns picking up his 7th rebound of the half. Available to anytime you get even 25, 30 seconds in free throw situations, you got to take advantage of it. And that's what Bart Risen already doing. Fawns drops a free throw in. He's had a huge first half. Oh, excuse me, I thought it was Fawns. It's Bradley Taylor who's up there for the free throws. Taylor dropping it in. Taylor makes another one. His first 2 points of the game. 34-27. Fight across the timeline with 50 seconds to go. Jay Fight looks in at the 2-3 zone. Fight sends it on the left side to Doyle. They put Doyle back in there against this 2-3. Sherman down running the baseline. He can put up the 3 in the corners too. Alexander to Fight. He launches a 3-point shot that's no good. Rebound way on the floor is taken by Alexander, so Mason County controls. Inside Sherman, moves around Fawns, and we get a 3-second Shirley. Oh no. They give him a timeout with 26 seconds, and Sherman looked like he'd already been in there about 4, maybe 5 seconds, but Mason County has it underneath their own basket, but really the Indians able to make the Royals spend a second time out there in this first half. Fight deep in the left corner. Heads back out front. Looks like Mason County will run a little clock and take the last shot here. Indians lead at 34-27. Fight Off to Doyle. Back to Fight. Clock at 12. Clemens guarding Jay Fight out front. Got that little 1-4. Fight's going to go one-on-one. He takes Clemens down the lane. Rudd trying to block the shot. Can't get the block, but Fight doesn't get the shot down with 5 seconds to go. Jay Fight will go to the line. Not what the Indians wanted. Rudd getting his first with 5 seconds to go, and now it'll be Jay Fight to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Fight's first time on the line tonight. He has 2 points off the Royal bench. Brandon Green ready to check in. If Fight can make him, Steger's going to come back too. Fight drops it in. 34-28. I figured they'd wait and let Green check in after the free throw was made. Maybe to get their press set up. Fight stands at the line looking for point number 4 in the game. Can make it a 5-point Indian lead. He puts it in. 34-29. Long pass down to Hammonds. Hammonds moves across the timeline. Kicks it over to Steger, who launches a 3-point shot that's an air ball. And the first half has come to an end. 34-29. Montgomery County leads Mason County here at the intermission.
The 90 horsepower tractor, Benderson Montgomery Tractor Sales Incorporated, is now.
Go the way without him here in this second half of play. Taylor out front against Sean Myrick. Sean Myrick with a good body check on him and pushing, and no foul call. Well, that's kind of sets the table in the second half. Steger down the lane, and he gets called for traveling. Well, Sean Myrick should have had his 3rd foul, folks.
Well, that's exactly right. No call, and that would have been well before the travel call from Ryan Steger. I will tell you, Dan, while I was down on the floor, I found out Brian Walker has sprained his ankle, and more than likely a severe sprain will not come into the contest in the second half.
Sean Myrick spins into the lane, spins inside. He charged, no call, missed it. Gets his own rebound, puts it up and missed it again. They tip it around, it goes out of bounds. It'll be Mason County's ball, and the Royals have gotten about 5 calls in 30 seconds here to begin the second half. And Clary's made every one of them.
That's exactly right.
Myrick has charged and he's fouled, and he's still sitting there with 2. Mason County with Myrick missing another one outside this time, and Hammonds comes down with the rebound. Here's Clemens across the timeline to Taylor. Bradley Taylor looking over to Coach Bart Risen. Now he comes on the dribble, takes it down the left side, picks up the dribble, looking for help, gets it to Clemens, and he's fouled by Dominic Myrick. That'll be his 3rd.
Indians look a little bit tight right now, Dan. They definitely need to get a couple points on the board and get into the flow of the second half. Kind of holding their breath right now.
I think it kind of freezes you when you come out in the. Well, I think they know. I mean, Bradley Taylor knows that he's been fouled, and when you don't get it. And now there's Mutcherson tipping the ball out of bounds, and that was a lot of contact over there for no call. So Mason County, as you would expect, really picking up the pressure on the defensive end here in this second half. It comes into Fawns. Fawns holds up, gives to Kirk Hammond. Steger trying to post up in there. They float it into him. They tip it away. Mason County comes up with the Indians. Have turned it over twice. And here's Fight going in on the left side, and the Indians get called for a foul.
Well, I tell you what, somebody's going to have to take the charge against Fight, because he gets in his mind generally about every time he touches it that he's going to put up some type of shot. If he can get set in front of him, he'll charge you. He's also going to swing that free hand out and give you a good shot.
Clemens picking up his 3rd foul, and that certainly becomes crucial now with Walker out of there. Here is Fight to the free throw line, puts it up and in. Jay Fight with 5 points in the game now. 6:54 to go, 3rd quarter. Indians lead Mason County 34-30. Fight ready to go again, puts it up and in. Fight with 6. And the Indians lead is 3. Clemens come down across the timeline. Right side, he goes to Hammonds, deep in the corner. Back to Clemens. Gives it out to Taylor. Sean Myrick comes out there with him. And there's a lot of pushing and shoving going on the inside, and here's Clemens with it. Clemens takes it back down the right baseline. His short jumper rolls off. Steger being pushed from behind.
Oh,
Steger's
no.
picked up his 3rd, folks.
That's terrible.
Steger had the inside position, got pushed from behind, turned, and gets called for the foul. And things are not going well for the Indians right now.
Well, and that's just a shame, Dan, too. That's a situation you want to sit back and call this game exactly the way it is and not get into this position. And they come out here in the first minute and a half of this ball game and just absolutely blown 3 or 4 calls.
It's on the videotape. We're not making it up, folks. We're not dreaming it. Fight down the lane, and now they call Taylor for a foul out there.
Well, that probably was a foul, but if that's a foul, also there's about 10 kids that need to be sitting on the bench right now. It probably was a foul, no question about that, but getting awful touchy now to let some of that stuff that just went under the basket go before Ryan Steger picked up his foul.
And Myrick gets it in out deep to Mutcherson, back to Dominique, to Mutcherson. Sean Myrick, top of the key for a 3 that's no good. Rebound comes way out. Mutcherson goes back inside, little collision. Fawns gets pushed off in there, and then a walking call on Sean Myrick, and they call a foul. That foul is going to be on Kirk Hammonds. Indians call for 4 fouls in a minute and 50 seconds, and Myrick can tie the game. And folks, this is an absolute travesty we got going right here. Indians block out, and Fawns gets a rebound. 34-33. Taylor across the timeline, dumps it right side to Hammonds. Taylor takes it in the lane, kicks it out to Fawns. Fawns, he'll move in, puts up a 17-footer, and Sherman puts a body on him on the shot with no call. Hammonds just says, I'll go get it back. And now we get Sherman called for a blocking foul. Sherman gets his second.
Better get this thing under control or it's going to get out of hand. The Indians can't afford to get in this type of game either with really only one player on the bench right now that's had any significant playing time.
5:54 to go in the third quarter as Kirk Hammonds goes to the line. Kirk hadn't scored in the game, and that was just a good aggressive play by him to go in there and take that ball away. I think he sensed that somebody had to do something. Hammonds launches the free throw, and it rolls off. The Indians are tight right now, but you can understand why they're tight. Boy, it's tough to play like this. Really hadn't been basketball here. Hammonds misses again, and Mutcherson with the rebound. And the Indians are really in trouble. Sean Myrick down the left side. Indians still leading by 1. Fight down through the lane, bounces it off, tried to get it to Sherman, threw it away. Lead pass ahead to Clemens. Indians don't have the numbers, though. Clemens holds up, gives to Steger, bounces it back to Clemens, goes along the baseline, and he's fouled going up. That'll be Mutcherson. And Fred Hester just goes nuts down on the bench.
So does Brian Mutcherson, too, right in front of the official with absolutely no call. He's still complaining. Nothing going to be said to him. It's Bush League all the way here in the 10th Regional Tournament. Now Glenn Brown is going over to talk to Fred Hester. Give him the tee or get out of his face, one of the two.
Mutcherson picks up his third. You know, he's gotten every call of this half. And I don't know, we're blocked out from there to see what happens, but Clemens is going for the basket and gets contact. Clemens' free throw rolls in. Lee Clemens with 8 points, and the Indians have a 35-33 lead. This is a spoiled bunch up here. And Brian Walker in street clothes is back on the bench now, so he is through for the night. Free throw no good this time. Sherman grabs the rebound, so Mason County has a chance to tie it. Sean Myrick inside, puts it in. He's fouled by Taylor. Bradley Taylor picks up his second personal foul. Sean Myrick will go to the line trying to complete a 3-point play to put the Royals back in front with 5:29 to go.
Bradley Taylor is second.
Well, you almost need to just give those up when he gets a step on the inside because all you can do is foul, really.
Myrick's free throw is good. He's got 14. Mason County has the lead at 36-35. In backcourt, Taylor double team, gives it to Hammonds. Hammonds across the timeline with it, dumps it to Steger to high post, turns from the 15-footer good. Ryan Steger, and Indians certainly need him to heat up. Indians back into the lead, 37-36, fight down the lane. They're calling everything now. They call Fawns out in the lane for a foul. That's his first. That's 6 fouls on the Indians in less than 3 minutes, folks.
Let me tell you what, folks, that man right there is going to the state tournament, too.
Dominic Meyer gets it into Kyle Sherman. beyond the three-point line. He wants somebody to come to him. Cross-court pass over there to Fight. He dribbles in, kicks it to Murchison. 15-footer is no good. Rebounded by Fawns. 4:58 to go. Here's Clemens working down the left side. Gets by everybody. Scoots to a stop now. And Sean Myrick reaching in, hacking, hammering. Over to Hammonds for a three. It is no good. And there's Steger going in and taking the rebound right away from Sherman. Steger back on the baseline. And Steger has picked up an offensive foul for Moon on the baseline, folks. And I tell you what, Steger's driving for the basket. If there's nobody set up on the baseline, Steger has picked up his fourth foul. Rudd's going to come in, and this does not look good. .440 to go. Now Jeff Rudd's really got to step up. 4:35 left. Sean Myrick takes it in the lane, and now Taylor is called for the reach-in foul. Mason does that all night long. Taylor's got his third.
Well, the Indians almost need a timeout in this situation to discuss the fouls there, because I know Coach Rising knows it, but getting a little further foul trouble. The Indians are looking at some guys that have been playing JV ball.
Sean Myrick is shooting a 1-and-1 with 4:32 to go in the third quarter. Shot is up and good. 30. I don't know how the Indians have managed to stay tied at 37, to be honest with you. If the whistle blows, it's going to be against the Indians. Myrick makes another one. Mason County into the lead, 38-37. Fawns will come down and play the ball in. The Steger's just got a couple of really cheapies to put him on the bench. Comes into Rudd. 4:30 to go. Hammonds comes down, sends a pass down to Taylor. He catches the ball. Now the Indians got to take a little air out of it. No, Clemens is going to shoot a three. It's no good. Rudd has the rebound, flips it back up, no good. And now Fawns has picked up the foul over the back. Shooting a 1-and-1. Well, you put him in the bonus early, he misses, and Rudd grabs the rebound. Here's Taylor in backcourt. They've got him double teamed. Gives it over to Clemens, down to Fawns. Fawns turns and launches a three that's good. Fawns with 20. 40-38. Myrick back. Here's Dominic Myrick launching a three. It bounces in. Boy, got a great shooter's roll. Dominic Myrick makes it 41-40. Then it comes to Fawns with 3:50 to go. Long pass down to Rudd, and Billy Ray threw it away. So Mason County leads by one and has the ball. Lead, here's Sean Myrick, running for the basket, puts it in. 43-40, and the balls. Walker's out with an injury. Steger has 4 fouls. Fawns gets it into Clemens, works down the left side, takes it all the way, spins inside, puts it up off the glass. Good. Great move by Lee Clemens. Cuts the Royals lead to 43-42. Here's Sean Myrick beyond the three-point line. He sends it off on the left side to Jay Fight. Here's Sherman beyond the three-point line to Dominic Myrick. He goes for the basket, and a blocking foul on Rudd. Jeff Rudd picks up his second.
Painting. Warren Lumber Company has just what you'll need to get the job done, and at prices you'll like. So sit down, write out your list, and head over to Warren Lumber Company, Winchester Road, Mount Sterling, and get started on your list of things to do. Warren Lumber.
Dominic Myrick is out of the game right now. Doyle checks in to shoot free throws for him, makes one, misses one. Fawns with the rebound. The Indians on the offensive end, ready to play it in after it was knocked out of bounds. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. 44-42. They have Taylor caught in a double team. He gets it to Hammonds. Hammonds works on the right side, and he's fouled in there. That'll be on Doyle. That'll be his second. And with 2:51 to go, third quarter, Montgomery County will play it in again. Hammonds sends it down to Rudd. Rudd back to Hammonds. Fawns trying to post up. They get it to him. They put bodies all over him. And It'll be a holding foul on Sherman. That'll be number 3 on Kyle Sherman. I think the Indians have just got to keep doing that every time down.
Yeah, the Indians have got to pound it inside of Billy Ray Fonz and putting pressure. And once again, now we've got...
you got Sean Myrick talking to the official again. Folks, this just really leaves a bad taste in your mouth, the way they mouth with the officials, and nobody does anything about it. It's like that's accepted. Rudd in the corner, gives it out to Clemens, floats it low for Fonz and threw it off the backboard. A little bit too high, Fonz couldn't get it. Turnover, Mason kind of gets it back with 2:30 to go third quarter. Fight, right side, Thomas makes a move around Rudd and lost the ball. In the lane, picked up by Bradley Taylor. Indians get it back. Taylor comes down across the timeline, over to Hammonds. Kicks it in the corner to Clemens. He launches a 3. That's no good. Fonz goes after the rebound. Rudd gets it, puts it back in. Jeff Rudd with the rebound basket. And the Indians have fought back to tie it at 44. 2:04 to go third quarter. This team's showing a lot of guts, I tell you, folks. They're working against it. And Sean Myrick is fouled by Hammonds. And that'll be Hammonds' second. And Sean Myrick will go to the line to shoot the 1-1. Mason County shooting their 11th free throw this quarter. 1:59 still to play. Sherman comes out of the game, replaced by Mutcherson. And the Indians with Steger with 4, they're down to 5 players pretty much right now. There's nobody really to bring in. They got to try to go the distance. Sherman puts the free throw up there, and it's no good, and Rudd has a rebound. Jeff Rudd with 7 rebounds tonight. And here's Clemens. Across the timeline, down to Taylor on the left side. Taylor looking. Spinning around and kicks it out to Clemens. Clemens, right side to Hammonds. Back to Clemens. Back to Taylor. Vaughn's trying to get free in there, and they're covering him up. Hammonds out of the left corner for a 3. Good. Kirk Hammonds, first points of the game. Put Montgomery County back on top, 47-44 with 1:30 to go. Fight to Doyle. Beyond the top of the key. Clemens with him. Gives it back to Fight. Fight will balance the floor. Setting up out front. Stays on the dribble. Taylor gives him plenty of room out there. He's well beyond the key. Left side to Doyle. In low. Here's Sean Myrick posting up, and he puts it up. No good. Oh, Fonz has picked up third foul, and that's ridiculous, folks.
Well, the most ridiculous thing about it is the timing when the play called. When the whistle went off, it was a good 2 or 3 seconds after the shot had been put up, and maybe even the rebound had come down.
Dominic Myrick comes back into the game. Comes in for Doyle, and Sean Myrick's going to shoot 2. Let's protect Billy Ray Fonz the way they protected Sean Myrick, who is at the line for the 5th time in this quarter. Puts it up and in.
And I'm really glad that we've got the audio to go along with this because when it's seen, you'll think you realize where some of these comments are coming from.
Myrick is ready. Can make it a 1-point game with 1:10 to go in the third quarter. Puts it up there, and it's good. 47-46. Comes into Hammonds. Hammonds kicks it to Taylor. Taylor holds up now. And we get a foul in backcourt on Dominic Myrick, and that'll be his 4th. That'll be team seconds, and if you don't get it, then you got to try to run the clock down. Comes into Rudd. Back to Hammonds, who launches a 3. That is no good. Got a good look at the basket. Mutcherson with the rebound. Mason can go back on top. Doyle inside Thomas. Blocked by Rudd beautifully, and Hammonds comes up with a rebound. What a play. Jeff Rudd trailing it, blocked Mutcherson's shot. Here's Taylor on the left side. 45 seconds to go. They get it to Fonz. Hooks a pass out to Clemens. Clemens dumps it low to Rudd, who puts it up, partially blocked. Fonz is pushed out of the way by Sean Myrick, who got underneath of him with no call. Sean Myrick back the other way, and we get a whistle. And Sean Myrick is called for charging. Sean Myrick picks up his 3rd, but folks, he could have fouled out of this game already.
Well, you look for that to probably be the last foul that he picks up as well.
So now the Indians are in a bonus. We'll walk to the other end, and the Tribe will be at the line, and Kirk Hammonds will be there to shoot the 1-1.
Well, good situation for Montgomery County, too.
Make that Bradley Taylor.
Over a minute to go. Montgomery County, if they didn't get a good shot, maybe need to pull it out. Now there's only 30 seconds left.
Taylor's free throw's no good. He missed it, and Sean Myrick with the rebound. He races down. Moves around Taylor. Takes it all the way in. Puts it up and in. Sean Myrick really doing it right now for the Royals. 48-47. Fawns in backcourt with 17 seconds to go. Here's Hammonds. Long pass down to Taylor. Taylor holds up, now dribbles to the top of the key, looks for help. Sends it to Rudd. Rudd turns with a 12-footer, good. Jeff Rudd with 5 seconds to go. Here comes Sean Myrick back. 2 seconds to go. Blocked by Hammonds from behind. It looked like all ball, and he's going to shoot 3.
Doesn't miss many from up there either.
Puts it up and in. Ties the game at 49. 1 second on the clock. 49 all. Myrick makes another one. 50-49. The Royals back into the lead. See what Coach Bart Risen will do with Ryan Steger. I think he's probably got to come back with him to begin the 4th quarter. And Myrick makes all 3 of them. Clemens throws it the length of the floor, and the 3rd quarter is over. Mason County leads Montgomery County 51 with 4 fouls as the Indians trail by 2, and Mason County will have the ball to begin this final quarter of play. And here we go. 8 minutes of action left. Mason County leads it by 2. Indians trying to gut it out and pick up the school's first ever regional title. Sean Myrick working on Clemens, dribbles on the left side. Sherman in there trying to post up. Fawns with 3 fouls. He's got to be careful. They dump it into Sherman. Sherman spins, he fakes, he walks, and the ball is tipped loose. Picked up by Thomas. His jumper is no good. Sherman goes and gets the rebound. He puts it up, no good. They battle for it, and Fawns gets it, and they call a jump ball.
Yeah, the possession arrow was going to go for Montgomery County, but Fawns definitely had the grasp early on. In big traffic, I tell you what, too, it was a situation where someone could have picked up a foul, and the Indians definitely don't need that.
Comes into Taylor, 7:32 to go. Taylor attacking full court pressure. Fawns down the left side, moves down, he turns and launches a 3. Good. Billy Ray Fawns has 23, and the Indians are back into the lead. 52-51 with 7:20 to go. And I say something to Coach Bart Risen. I'm not sure what that was about.
Some type of warning against Jeff Rudd. I don't know exactly what.
Maybe touched the ball after it came through the net. I don't know.
I think that's probably what he did, because he said 45 and we had the warning. That's all I could make out.
7:15 left. Fight down. Working on Taylor. Takes him down the lane. Ball knocked loose. It's picked up in the air of the lane, though, by Mutcherson, who puts it in. What a break for Mason County. They pick up a loose ball, and they do it so much. 53-52. 9th lead change we've had. Clemens on the offensive end, down to Fawns. Sherman out there with him. Fawns, little head fake. Boy, Sherman reaches out and grabs him. Fawns into the lane, puts it up, no good, but a foul on Sherman, and that'll be his 4th. The Mason County fans want to go crazy, but Sherman reached out and grabbed Fawns out on the floor with no call.
Yeah, it's a situation which we talked about earlier, too. Billy Ray Fawns has just got to take it right to Kyle Sherman. 4th foul. Could be big with 6:51 remaining in this one.
Fawns will shoot a pair right here, trying to put the Indians back into the lead. Dominic Myrick's going to come in replacing Sherman. Dominic playing with 4 fouls. Steger's still on the bench with 6:51 to go. And he's got 4. Here's Fawns up there. Billy Ray launches it, and it's no good.
Well, the Indians have got to look at the free throw line as part of the problem for them right now. We've talked about some of the rough stuff and that sort of thing, but boy, they've had a lot of opportunities from the line that may come back to harm.
Fawns trying to tie it now, and he does. 53 all. So we're tied for the 5th time in the game. Back the other way, Sean Myrick takes it all the way, gets by everybody, and lays it in. It's the Sean Myrick show right now for Mason County. Here's Clemens on the offensive end, takes it all the way to the basket, lays it in, and he's fouled. What a move by Lee Clemens. The personal is on Mutcherson. That's his 4th. Clemens now with a dozen in the game. 6:34 to go, and we're tied at 55.
Well, this one's getting wild now, Dan. Those fouls racking up on both teams, and it's just kind of a seesaw back and forth affair, and high emotions right now at the field house.
Well, whatever happens, what a gutty effort by the Indians to face the setbacks they've had. Free throw no good. Rudd Rudd's call for being up over the back, and we had a clear view of it, and he's put behind Sean Myrick. With 4 points, left-hander, good free throw shooter. Senior, this is a veteran Mason County team, and the free throw's no good. Rudd gets the rebound for the Indians. So Montgomery County has a chance to move on top. Clemens with 6:28 to go across the timeline. Stays on the dribble against Fight. Backs away now, gives it up to Taylor. Taylor directing traffic out front. Bounces it off to Hammonds. He gives to Fawns. Hooks it back to Hammonds. Hammonds back down the run. The left baseline. 15-footer is partially blocked. Fawns gets it, puts it up and in, and he's fouled. What a play by Billy Ray Fawns down on the left baseline.
You had to see that one to believe it. Billy Ray Fawns, nothing but pure desire. Got that rebound, put up just a prayer with people all over him, and it went down the cylinder for the big man. Super effort.
26 for Fawns. 6:10 to play. Fawns for one, trying to give the Indians a 3-point advantage. Well, now you got to look for maybe another minute or so to get Steger back in the game. Free throw is good. 27 for him. 58-55. Here's Sean Myrick across the timeline with 6:05 to go. Left side. Mutcherson over there. They leave him alone. Dominic Myrick gives back to Mutcherson. He didn't want the shot. They just work it around. Now Fight takes it. Thomas beyond the head of the key. Back over to Fight. Mason County looks like they don't want the 3-point shot right now. They want to try to pound the ball inside with 5:44 to go. And here's Fight. He's going to try to take Taylor. Fight moves in, a little push off, puts a jumper up, and it rolls off. And the rebound, they battle for it. Mutcherson gets it and puts it in. Boy, Fight gave a push off in there to get free, then missed the shot, but Mutcherson puts it back. 58-57, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Mason County. Still the Indians' ball.
Here comes Ryan Steger, 5:27 remaining. Coach Bart Rison felt like he'd gone as long as he could without bringing in the junior forward.
And let's see if Steger could give the Indians a lift here down the stretch. Hammonds. He looks. Steger breaks free underneath on the inbounds play and lays it in. Steger immediately makes a contribution. He's got 10. And the Indians lead 60-57. Sean Myrick with 5:15 to go. Myrick backs away on the dribble. Didn't like the offensive set. Now he goes on the move again. Kicks it right side to Dominique Myrick. They set some screens inside. Thomas. He looks. Doesn't have anything to Mutcherson. 5 minutes to play. Sean Myrick working against Clemens. Boy, Clemens has done a good job when he's been on him man-to-man tonight. Sean Myrick now is going to try to take him. Bounces it off to Dominic Myrick. Hammonds falls down. Dominic misses a three. Sean gets a rebound back, puts it in.
Well, the Indians really just have to sit there and watch that, too, when they get the ball in that position. Have too many people with fouls trouble in there to pick up another one.
4:37 to go. The Indians lead is 1. Taylor bounces it left side to Lee Clemens. Clemens goes to Steger. He turns. Comes back to Taylor, top of the key. Floats it low to Fawns. Good entry pass. Puts it up and in, and he's fouled on Jay Fight. And the Mason County players, I tell you, to have not had a technical call in this game, they have taunted the officials. And Sean Myrick just looking at Glenn Brown right now, shaking his head. They really show the officials up. And I just don't know. I don't know why officials would want to take that from players.
Well, I just can't understand it. Especially at this level, you don't really have to.
Fawns can give the Indians a 4-point advantage with 4:24 to go. He puts it up and in. Well, a lot of metal on it, but it stayed in there. 63-59. 4:20 to go. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining as we head down the stretch. And the Indians go to a 2-3 zone. Sherman back in for Mason County. Fight. Right side. Sean Myrick launches a 3. Good. Sean Myrick immediately cuts the Indians' lead to 1 with a 3-point basket. Taylor in backcourt. 4 minutes to play as Taylor comes working up. Gets it across the timeline against Fight. What a job Bradley Taylor has done tonight. Works on the left side. Lee Clemens with it. And Clemens now launches a 3 that bounces off and hits the top of the board, so it will be Mason County's ball. And Lee really not in good rhythm that time when he launched it.
He wasn't. He's patting his chest right now saying, my bad, too. He knows that wasn't the shot the Indians wanted right there, especially with no one underneath to gobble up the rebound. 3:43
to go. Fight stands at long range, and now the Indians go back man-to-man with only a 1-point lead. Fight down the lane, and we get a foul call in Montgomery County. Hammonds gets the personal. And for Kirk Hammonds, that's his fourth. With 3:36 to go, and Fight will go back on the line.
Fight, a good free throw shooter.
He's made all 4 of his free throws in the game, and he can put Mason County back to the lead. 3:36 to play. Fight puts it in the air, and it's good. Mason County has really done a great job at the free throw line tonight, and they've had, folks, a lot of practice. Tied at 63. Fight launches it, got another one. 10th lead change. Hammonds, or rather Clemens, across the timeline. Taylor out front, spinning around. Sean Meyer really putting the heat on him. Clemens, Steger deep in the corner, floats it into Fawns, who turns, and Sean Meyer fouled him, and it didn't go in.
Well, that hung around on the front of the rim, too. Looked like Billy Ray might have another opportunity at 3.
Sean Myrick has picked up his 4th foul with 3:21 to go. And Fawns now will go to the line with a chance to put the Indians back into the lead. He'll shoot 2. He's got 30 tonight. What a season he's had. And what a night he's had. He puts it up and in. Ties the game at 64. Sean Myrick, of course, you're down to the time now. Doesn't matter how many fouls you got to be in there. Fawns, ready, puts it up and in. 32 for him. 65 to 64. Sean Myrick down top of the key. Clemens with him. Dominic Myrick. Fight. This has been the matchup the Royals have tried to go to. Fight wanting to work on Taylor. Takes it down the lane. Kicks it to Sherman. Left baseline jumper from 15 is good. Kyle Sherman with 9.
Big shot in a big situation there, too.
So they keep the heat on now. It's back to the Indians. Clemens on the left side. Steger posting up. They go to Steger. He turns inside, lays it up and in. Great move with that left hand by Ryan Steger. And the Indians are back into the lead. 67 to 66 with 2:44 to go. Boy, what a last 4 or 5 minutes this has been. Sean Myrick working on Clemens. Bounces it off to Dominic Myrick. Moves inside, kicks it down to Sherman. Sherman fakes, makes a little move, puts up a 10-footer that doesn't go. And on the rebound, boy, what an early call on Steger. They fouled Steger out of the game, folks.
And I've never been as proud of a group of young men as I am tonight. Looking at those 5 young men on the floor and a couple on the bench with the entire team and coaching staff. Regardless of the outcome, they have played like soldiers tonight. And regardless of how this one turns out, nothing to be ashamed of. It's really been a good check time for the Indians, and they've stepped up to the...
Here's Mutcherson shooting a 1-and-1. He launches it, and it's no good, but the rebound, Sean Myrick gets it. He spins back inside, flips it up, no good, and Fawns gets a rebound. So the Indians with a 67-66 lead and 2:20 to go. But Steger on the bench having fouled out. Taylor works on the right side, bounces it to Hammonds. He launches at 3. It's no good. Fawns has a rebound, and we get a jump ball called.
Oh, my.
And Mason County gets the ball on the alternate possession.
That's absolutely terrible. That is absolutely terrible. It's our butt again.
Boy, how he can be going to the state tournament is absolutely amazing. Sean Myrick dribbling, moves in left side, goes up in traffic, missed the shot, but a foul on Hammonds, and if it is, he's out of the game. No, it's going to be on Clemens. That'll be his 4th. Indians do get a little break there. Could have gone either way. 1:58 to go as Sean Myrick goes to the line, trying to put Mason County back to the lead. He's got 30 tonight. And he's got 21 here in the second half, and a lot of them have come at the line as he puts it up and in. 67 all. Myrick ready, trying to break the deadlock. Launches it, it's no good, and Fawns with the rebound, so the score is tied at 67. 6th time we've been tied tonight. Clemens across the line, the Indians take a timeout. Montgomery County's 3rd timeout, and well, I don't know what you do here, but you don't do anything except take a very, very good shot. And we'll be back for the final. The Indians have the basketball. Montgomery County has 1 timeout remaining. Mason County has 2. Both teams in the bonus and have been there for a long time. Hammonds will inbound the ball. See the Indian strategy. Comes into Lee Clemens. Dominic Meyer guarding him. I think that's a good matchup for the Indians right now. It's hard for Dominic to put a lot of pressure on Lee Clemens. Clemens works right side, spins back around. Now he's double teamed. They knock it loose. He gets it back and has it back tapped and no call. Mason kind of gets it. Dominic Meyer goes under. He lays it up and it comes off and Rudd has the rebound. The Indians dodge a bullet there. Taylor comes back across the timeline on the other end. Holds up now, looks for help, gives it over to Lee Clemens. He's open for a three that doesn't go, and Sherman pushes Fawns down, and Sherman is out of the game. No doubt about it either.
Billy Ray Fawns went ahead and went to the turf there.
Fred Hester is up waving his hands. Let me tell you something. For the 1-1 with 1:20 to go, trying to break a 67-all deadlock, he puts it in. And the big guy's got 33, and the Indians lead at 68-67. Fawns eyes it again, takes that deep knee bend, puts it up, and it rolls in for him. And the Indians on top 69-67. Clyde will bring it across the timeline for the Royals. Clock at 1:15. Clyde going to work on Taylor, takes it into the lane, running jumper is no good, and Rudd has a rebound. And then he gets called for traveling as he's pushed down. And just the way that Glenn Brown made that call so quick, boy, it just makes you think they're looking for something.
Came down with the rebound cleanly, but in a lot of traffic. Obviously, I don't think would have come down and just fell.
They get it into Thomas. Sean Myrick. Myrick launches a three that's good. He knocked it down, and Mason County has the lead with 1:03 to go. 70-69. Taylor across the timeline with 54 seconds left. Hammonds on the left side. Fawns, here's Rudd, floats it into Fawns. He's pushed in there and throws it away. He got pushed as he got rid of it. And the official's not even looking.
No call right in front of him. It's like I'm going to turn my head. I'm not going to make a call regardless of what happens here. That's bad. That's not good at all.
So Mason gets it back with 46 seconds to go. And
boy, that how a tide can turn there. The Indians, too, had the ball, a 2-point lead, and gets called for walking. Now find themselves down one. And almost have to foul.
Fight across the timeline. They don't want to foul Jay Fight. Let somebody else take it. Sean Myrick there. You don't really want to foul him. Want to try to cut off the passing lanes and make somebody else handle the ball. 32 seconds to go. And Hammonds comes and fouls out, and the Indians didn't want that, but I guess pretty much everybody on the floor is in the same situation with 29 seconds to go. Kirk Hammonds fouls out.
Well, that's just it. You didn't have anybody that wasn't in foul trouble, so you just figure out at some time or another, you've got to foul. Boy, this is really a shame, too.
That's only his fourth, so hold the phone. We missed one. Hammond's still in the game. Fight at the line for the 1-1 with 29 seconds to go. And Fight is perfect tonight. He's 6 out of 6 from the line. He is a dead-eye shooter. Puts it up, and it's good. Indians have a timeout remaining, and they're going to have 29 seconds, but they may be looking for the three-point shot. Tribe seemed to have the advantage, and boy, they got it low to Fawns, and he tried to get a pass on the baseline, got pushed as he made the pass and went out of bounds. No call, and the Royals now with Fight trying to put him up by 3, and he does. 72-69. 28 seconds to go. Clemens down, gives to Fawns. Fawns back to Lee Clemens. Over to Hammonds. Down to Taylor. Here's Fawns coming to get it. And we get a whistle and a timeout taken by Montgomery County with 18 seconds to go. That's it.
That's foul-wise, too, to really not want to go to OT, and yet that's the best they can hope for right now on the offensive end of things.
18 seconds to go as the Indians are ready to inbound the ball. They're still tending to somebody down there, getting some tape on. Sean Myrick. I don't know what that's all about. Comes into Clemens. Lee Clemens across the timeline, gets a screen. Looks for help now, gives to Fawns. Fawns makes a little move. He launches a three. Good! With 8 seconds to go, Billy Ray Fawns. Back comes Jay Fight. Fight moves inside, lost the ball. Out of bounds with 1 second to go. The Indians ball, and now they let the clock run out.
No way. Absolutely no way. There's got to be time left on the...
72 all, and now the official is going to get somebody ejected from the gymnasium.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's get security and throw some kid from Mount Sterling out of the gymnasium. But the clock ran out. They let the clock run out. In fact, they put the
performance in this game.
Let me tell the folks back home, regardless of the outcome, there will be some type of celebration in Mount Sterling. If the Indians were to lose tonight, then there would be a reception at the gym this evening when they got home. If they were to win, Montgomery County would have a pep rally tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Montgomery County High School gym will give you further details after the game.
Fawns is going to jump center against Mutcherson. Fawns gets the tip to Hammond, who is knocked away by Myrick, then Taylor rescues it. Down to Hammonds on the left side, sends it cross court to Clemens. Clemens looks, gives to Taylor. Indians call the play. Mason County man-to-man defensively. Tribe trying to draw first blood. Hammonds down to Rudd, deep in the left corner. He doesn't have anything. Thomas all over him. They floated Lalo to Fawns this time, and we get a blocking foul. It's going to be called on Dominic Myrick, and he's out of the game. Dominic Myrick.
Look at Fred Hester down here, Danny.
Fawns trying to give the Indians the lead here in the overtime period. He puts it up and in.
Danny, you know who I'm thinking about right now, and I'm sure he's having to listen to WFTM, but I'm thinking about Chili Ishmael right now driving around Maysville. Probably had to fill up for gas about 6 times tonight.
73-72. Fawns puts it up again, and if this one rolls off, Sean Myrick with the rebound. Big guy's got to really be tired, but he gives the Indians a lead. Sean Myrick back the other way. He goes in the lane, and a little running jumper is good. Sean Myrick puts Mason County on top, 74-73. 15th time the lead has changed hands in this game. Make it 16. 3:20 to go in the overtime period. Hammonds on the right side. Dumps it low to Rudd. Into Fawns. Fawns moves on the baseline. He fakes. He goes up and puts it in, and he gets called for traveling. Mason gets the ball back.
Indians really got to get somebody else involved offensively, too, though. They're really depending on the big man. He's pulled them through, but they've got to look for somebody else to draw some attention to themselves.
3:10 to go in the overtime period. Mason County with a 1-point lead in the ball now. Sean Myrick to Doyle beyond the 3-point line. Boy, fight broke open under there. It didn't go to him. Sean Myrick on the left side moves in on Clemens. He spins, he fakes, he can't get it away. He gives it out to Doyle. Mutcherson, and Fight takes it again. Clock at 2:50. They'll start through their offense again. Sean Myrick breaks free. They bounce it in the lane to him. He spins, he fakes, he kicks it along to Mutcherson. A walking call. It could have been 3 seconds on Sean Myrick, too. So the Indians get it back on the turnover with 2:40 left.
Big possession for the Indians. You got to feel like they've kind of dodged the bullet a couple of different times. They really need to get something on the board, and perhaps to get someone else to look for the shot.
Montgomery County does get an extra timeout here in the overtime period. Taylor coming down, works off on the right side now, scoots to a stop, has the ball knocked loose. Fight going for it. He goes all the way to the basket into Rudd. Hammonds fouls out with 2:20 to go. .220 in the overtime period. Rudd fouls out with 3 points, and now Coach Bart Risen will have to look down his bench and see who he's going to put in. And I don't think there's anybody going to stand up and volunteer, Bill, because we're down now to where we just got some young players in there.
Got to think probably Aaron Pearsall going to be the one to get the call.
Here to go. He's due a miss. He's made a bunch. Puts it up and in. Boy, it rattled around that time. Wasn't clean.
Not only did it rattle around, it came off the front of the rim, hit right in the middle of the square on the backboard, and still came down clean.
75-73. Fight trying to make it a 3-point game. Launches it, and this one rolls in again. A lot of metal, but they both stayed. And the Indians now find themselves trailing by 3, 76-73, and 2:15 to go. Clemens directing traffic, sends it right side to Congleton. Back to Clemens. Back over to Congleton. Back to Clemens. Fawns in there against Mutcherson. I think the Indians got to look for 2 right here, probably. Try to get Fawns. Clear that middle out. See if you can't get him the ball. Rudd deep in the corner. Mutcherson really pushing him in there. Out to Clemens. Over to Taylor. Down to Congleton. Back to Clemens, who lets a three go. Good, Lee Clemens.
Wow. Talk about a big shot there. Step up and make a three in that situation.
1:40 to go. Tied at 76. Mason has 3 timeouts. The Indians have 1. Sean Myrick going to work on Clemens. Takes it down the lane, bounces it back to Doyle. Out it comes to Fight. Over to Sean Myrick. Little crossover dribble. He pushed off, puts a jumper up and in. Boy, he leans that body in there. They're just not going to call anything like that, though. 78-76. 1:18 to go. Mason County back on top. Clemens directing traffic now out on the left side. Gives to Taylor. They bounce it to Rudd. Boy, Fawn's trying to get the ball, and he does. He goes into the lane, flips it up and in. Fawn's answers for Montgomery County. Tied at 78.
Tell you what Billy Gay said last night, Kyle Sherman may be the best player in the 10th region. I changed my vote.
I tell you.
Changed my vote to Billy Ray Fawns.
47 seconds to go. Mason County. Congleton comes and fouls Sean Myrick with 45 seconds to go. Congleton just came and pushed him, and I don't think that's what they wanted to do right there.
No, I don't think so either. He's going to have a word with assistant coach Marty Feltner right now.
45 seconds to go, tied at 78. Sean Myrick with 38 points. He's going for 40. They got so many points, I can't count them up. Fawns and Myrick. He puts it up and it rolls in. What a last 3 free throws Mason County has made have been all over that rim. They're wearing the paint out, but they're going in for them. 79-78. Myrick puts this one up and also good. 80-78. Clemens down across the timeline with 40 seconds to go. Looks over to Coach Bart Rising. Fawns is going to come out and set a high screen for Clemens, who goes behind it on the left side. Clemens trying to go for the basket is fouled by Mutcherson, and Brian Mutcherson is fouled out with 31 seconds to go.
And he's going to have his dramatics before he goes to. I guarantee you he won't leave this ball game without his little show. Out comes the jersey.
County leading Montgomery County 80-78, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Earlier with a big shot, needs to be pure on both these free throws.
Clemens has really played well tonight.
Yeah, he certainly has.
Well, everybody, you can't find a goat in this crowd, and that's perhaps it's somebody who's not wearing a white or a blue uniform.
Enough said.
Clemens steps on the line. The sophomore. Boy, what a spot for a sophomore to be in. He eyes it. He launches it. It's good. 80-79. Well, without a question, this has already been one of the greatest finals ever played here in the field house. Clemens can tie it with 31 seconds to go. Lee spins. He flips it up there. It's no good. Sean Myrick up with the rebound. So the Royals have the lead, and now in backcourt, Rudd is called for a foul. He sure did, wasn't trying. But he's a great little player. Free throw good. 26 seconds on the clock. The Royals by 2. Myrick again can make it a 3-point game, and can the Indians come down yet again and put points on the board? Myrick fires it. He got it. 82-79. Clemens works down the right side. Boy, Thomas is going to guard him all the way. I think somebody else is going to have to take it here. Clemens off on the right side. Back to Fawns, who launches a 3 top the key. Good! Oh, my. 11 seconds to go. Mason County in backcourt. Myrick with 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. He takes it in there. He has it knocked away. Congleton takes it away. We'll play another overtime.
There, too. He went to the throat there. And that's almost an automatic technical when you go to the throat and tell a guy that he's choked.
Mason County has seen the Indians come back again. We are tied at 82. And we'll be back for overtime number 2 in 30 seconds. Mason County, this old Gator. Well, I just said I thought somebody else was going to have to take it. I didn't think he could get free. They were really trying to guard him, and now the Indians will send Fawns to jump against Sean Myrie. And there's the tip. Fawns gets it to Congleton, who bounces it right back to Taylor. So the Indians have a chance to draw first blood here. Mason County man-to-man defensively. Clemens off on the left side. Floats it to Fawns. Fawns triple team. Back to Clemens. Over to Congleton. He launches a three. Good.
Oh, goodness.
Chris Congleton with a three. And the Indians lead at 85-82. So they draw first blood here in the overtime period. Of course, these 4-minute overtimes, I tell you, they can last a lifetime. We have several lead changes before this one ends. 3:30 to go. Doyle dumps it into Sean Myrick, who spins inside, puts it up and in.
Well, you told Chris Congleton he was going to be depended on to make the three there in double overtime. I guarantee he wouldn't have believed it, but he is a good outside shooter.
85-84. Indians with the lead and the ball. 3:10 to go. Clemens out to Congleton. They don't let him shoot now. Doyle covers him. Into Fawns, and Thomas pushes him. Kachi Thomas is fourth. And Fawns will go to the line to shoot a pair.
3:05 remaining in this double overtime, and as you said, Dan, that's a whole bunch of basketball.
Fawns, again, my score sheet is gone. I might have to get the videotape and try to regroup and figure out what happened in this game. Free throw is good by Fawns. I think that's 44. I think Myrick's got 45. I think Fawns hits this one, they'll be dead even. Fawns puts it up, and it's good. So Fawns hits a pair. Indians lead it by 3. Myrick trying to tie it right now. He missed it, and the rebound, Fawns goes up and gets it. So the Indians have a 3-point lead in the ball with 2:50 to go. Montgomery County now with 2 timeouts, and they are going to take one right here. 2:47 to go. Indians lead at 87-84. We're in double overtime. Congleton's going to trigger it in. He looks and finally gets it into Taylor in backcourt, guarded by Garen Alexander. Taylor comes across the timeline. Wastes the dribble. He looks for help. Clemens comes to him with a great play to get it. Congleton in the corner. Back to Fawns. Fawns holds the ball. Gives out to Taylor, and the clock at 2:34. Mason County, they got to come put the pressure on. Fawns hooks it down to Clemens. Clemens dribbles in on the baseline. Takes it to the basket. Flips it off to Rudd, who lays it up and in. Lee Clemens with a great look to Jeff Rudd. Indians lead at 89-84 with 2:17 to go. Fight. Takes it down the lane, and we get a whistle. And Clemens is going to be called for his 5th foul. Oh, my. No. Check that. Oh, it was. A lot of time left, too. 2:14. Brown checking in, only a sophomore, and he just hadn't been in these types of situations, but he's going to be a good player.
Yeah, he really is, and you hate to put anybody in this position. Billy Ray Fawns is going to step over and have a word or two with him. Boy, that's smart. Jeff Rudd now looking like the old haggard veteran, too, as he steps out and has a word with Donald Brown.
Did Fight ever miss a free throw? He's hit 10 in a row tonight. He's made it look like he's shooting them in practice. He gets 2 here. He missed it. Fight will step back up there again.
The bench trying to get the Montgomery County fans up, get a little loud. You can hear the noise across the way.
He puts another one up, and this one's good. So it's a 4-point Montgomery County lead. And here's Congleton in the backcourt, bounces it off to Fawns, sends it up to Brown. Brown quickly ahead to Taylor across the timeline. Triple team him down to Congleton. Bounces it back to Taylor. Sends a pass down to Brown, who hands it off to Fawns. 2 minutes to go. Fawns dumps it low to Rudd under there. He puts it up, and he's fouled by Garen Alexander. His 3rd, and Rudd's going to get to shoot 2. And boy, hadn't Jeff Rudd played a game tonight.
Yeah, he really has. I tell you what, he's been a spot player for the Indians, had some starting roles and that sort of thing, but never been in any type of contest like this. And has he stepped up to the occasion? Well, he's gotten about 10 years experience here tonight.
He could give the Indians a 6-point lead with 1:58 to go. His shot is good. Folks, he stood up here and struggled. This is a young man who hit 1 out of his first 11 free throws this season. 90-85. Rudd Ready. Puts it up, and it goes in there. He hits a pair. 91-85. Sean Myrick will bring it down at Donald Brown guarding Sean Myrick. Kicks on the left side. Here's Fight. Back to Sean. Left corner, Doyle. He makes a little move. Back to Fight. Launches a three that is no good. They go for the rebound. Fawns battling and gets it. Billy Ray Fawns comes up with a rebound. He's in traffic. He finds Rudd down the floor. Throws long to him. Rudd moves for the basket. Puts it up and in. Oh, no!
No! You can't make that call.
Jeff Rudd drives the baseline. No way that Jay Fight is set on that play. Rudd's going to lay it in for an 8-point lead, and they take the basket away from him. And Rudd is fouled out.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Boy, oh boy. There is absolutely there's nothing in the rule book that says you can get a charge out of that one.
Boy, how do you make that call? I have to go back and run that over about 1 billion times and wonder if you'll ever make it the other way.
Pearsall has to check in. They get it into Fight. 1:30 to go as Sean Myrick across the timeline. Pearsall picks him up on a switch. Out it comes to Doyle. He moves inside, down the lane. A little running jumper is no good. They go for the rebound. It's loose in there. Alexander gets it back and misses it, and Fawns rebounds it. And now we get a foul in backcourt. It's going to be on Phil Doyle, his third. Fawns is face down. He gets up and is going to be okay. And with 1:18 to go, Billy Ray's going to go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Well, you got to keep your eye on that clock in this situation, too. 1:18 could be a lifetime.
Oh, we got a lot of playing left, I tell you. First, Fawns has got to hit. He's got to hit a couple of free throws here, and if he can make this a 3-possession game for Mason County. He can make it where they got to have 2 threes and a 2 to tie if he can hit them. Big guy launches it, got it. Fawns with another one coming. 92-85. Billy Ray eyes it, puts it up. He got another one.
And Bobby Joe Whitaker smiling in heaven right now, I'll tell you that.
93-85. Alexander in backcourt sends it to Thomas, who almost lost it. 1:12 left. Sean Myrick. He launches a 3 out front that's no good. And Pearsall with the rebound. Sean Myrick is fouled out of the game with 1:07 to go. Myrick fouls out. We'll walk to the other end, and Pearsall is going to shoot free throws.
Aaron Pearsall going to step up here with 1:07 for 2 of the biggest free throws of his entire life.
We got a few Mason County fans that are headed for home. For Mason County, they're going to get Richie Butler, a 6'3" junior, into the game.
Can't believe you'd leave this ball game even if you didn't think you were going to win. And it's a lot of time on the clock, folks.
Pearsall, left-hander. He puts the free throw in the air. It's good. It's 94-85. Aaron Pearsall, a junior, of course, who had that knee injury in football, and it's taking a lot of hard work for him to even be out here. He puts this one up, and it's no good. Thomas goes out on the floor and claims the rebound. 94-85. Thomas down, launches a 3. It's no good. Rebound goes out of bounds. It'll be the Indians' ball.
58 seconds now. The Indians up 9 points.
Fawns is going to come down and inbound the ball. Mason's got to come foul. Fawns gets it into Taylor, and they come and foul him immediately with 57 seconds to go, and Doyle has picked up his 4th.
Well, you just don't want to say any one thing at this situation.
No way you're going to get to me to say anything like that.
No, I'm not going to do it. I'm just talking about the kids down there right now are having a great time watching this one.
You got to keep playing.
Oh yeah, it's a minute left these days with the 3.
Jeff Rudd's the only one sitting down. I think it's just because he's tired. He's had to play a bunch of minutes tonight.
That's right.
He's not disinterested. Taylor at the line. He puts the free throw up and in. 95-85 with 57 seconds to go. Taylor pulls the trigger. Missed this one. Rebound out in the lane by Jay Fight. Fight's got to really take it now. He's got to be the player. Launches a three that's no good. Thomas down in there gets the rebound and is fouled by Pearsall, just going for the ball.
51 seconds now. 6 seconds elapsed on that one. You got to really keep an eye on this clock.
That's across the way, Bill Whitaker. I think about the sweetest sound that I've ever heard.
Well, trying not to get a little bit emotional too is
Kachi Thomas at the free throw line will shoot 1-1 with 51 seconds to go.
You've heard that exact chant so many times, but never has it sounded better.
Shot is good. Boy, Fons gets knocked down in the lane on the free throw. Thomas will have another one. 95-86. Indians have got to keep playing, though, and they got young people in there. They got one starter left, and that's Fons. This one is no good. Rebounded by Donald Brown, and he is fouled by either Alexander or Butler.
Well, this could go on for a long time, too. Not much time going off the clock there. 2 seconds. 49 seconds remaining in this double overtime period.
Butler gets the personal foul. 49 seconds to go, and Donald Brown steps up there. Brown, a lefty, sophomore, puts it up no good. Fons goes for the rebound, and he can't get it, but it's knocked out of bounds, saved in bounds, still loose ball, and now they're going to say that the Indians are on the sideline.
Yeah.
It'll be out of bounds to Mason County with 45 seconds to go.
Donald Brown probably had possession of that ball and had his feet out of bounds.
They can look for Fight, Thomas, and Doyle now. They can shoot the threes. That's what they'll launch. They're 3 threes down. 40 seconds to go. Doyle fires one up there that's no good. Rebound, Thomas backs away. He launches another three that's no good, and Taylor has the rebound, folks. Here's Fons with 29 seconds to go. Inside, Pearsall is open, lays it up and in, and the Indians are headed to Rupp Arena.
The Indians are headed to Rupp Arena.
22 seconds to go. Alexander fires a three that's good, and Mason County takes a timeout. It's 97.
Boy, oh boy.
Once it gets it to Fons, he's just going to hold it, gets it down to Brown. Brown to Taylor, bounces it off to Congleton, and Congleton walks with 10 seconds to go. We'll let him get away with that one. He came in and hit a three.
That's exactly right. Nothing to say about that, Chris. No problem there, bud.
Here's Fight, across the timeline, launches a three that's good with 6 seconds to go. And the Royals take a timeout with 4. No, they didn't get it. Brown takes it in with 2 seconds to go and is fouled by Butler. And Fred Hester down to congratulate Bart Risen with 2 seconds remaining because the Royals know it's over.
Kurt Steger down there to hand out Rupp Arena t-shirts. Nobody believes like Kurt believes.
Brown. It's nice to hear somebody else make that chant.
Let's look for Chili. Let's look for Chili here.
Chili Ishmael's got to come through that door sometime. He can't get through the aisles. Brown makes a free throw. 98-92.
Stay with us, folks. Afterwards, too, we'll talk about the celebration that's going to take place tomorrow at Montgomery County and ticket sales that are going to go on for Rupp Arena, and I can't believe I just let those words leave my lips.
Brown makes a pair. It's over, folks. 99-92. And the Indians are headed to Rupp Arena. It's over. And we'll be back in 2 minutes.
There's a lot of talk about the Military Factor performance. So Montgomery County